The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
You mentioned that Black Americans have received hate crime bills from this government, but those bills, which were not under the Biden and Harris administration, to which Tyrese was critiquing, those bills were actually for everyone and not just us. And the one that you specifically mentioned was literally to investigate and prosecute hate crimes for any religion, regardless of who you were. It was not specifically crafted around us, and we didn't receive a $50 million grant. So you're loud and you're wrong, Roland. And you're caping for an administration and a system of voting that has done absolutely nothing for us. And Benjamin Crump's response to Tyrese was that we need to get out there and vote more and let our voices be heard. Meanwhile, the Asian American community are one of the groups that are considered low propensity voters, so they don't even vote near as much as we do, and yet they were able to get this established. See, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others, and a fool learns from his own mistakes. And he keeps making the same mistakes, it just makes him a bigger fool. Voting in presidential elections for 60 years with no progress and then continuing to present that as a solution makes you the biggest fool. Because our people 60 years ago thought that voting could be a solution, but they didn't get to see 60 years in the future where we are now that we haven't gotten anything from it. And prior to integration and voting, our people had their own independence and were very heavily participating in Black economics. We're integrated, but we left Black economics behind. Our people back then, when they experienced racism and issues, they did for themselves and built their own. And for example, 18 Black-owned hospitals were created between 1917 and 1991 as a response to racism in healthcare. We had 124 Black-owned hospitals, and they are gone now because of integration. And the very thing that you guys try to push as a solution, and now when we have a problem, we don't say, let's go build our own. We say, let's go vote. You want to know what our solution is? Let's get back to that. You want to honor the actions of our grandparents and our ancestors? They were builders. They did not just sit around and ask what a solution was. When they experienced racism in hospitals, in banks, they created their own. So let's do that.
That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick Bastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially. And this is the weekly wrap-up. And we are here live. So hopefully everybody is doing well this evening. This is another Friday Eve. It is another warm one here in the city of Portland, Oregon, otherwise known as the University of White Supremacy. And with that being said, as you guys are coming on into this broadcast, if you're watching on X, come on over here to the YouTube channel and subscribe to this YouTube channel, which is beatzillapdx official. And then as you're coming on into this broadcast over here on YouTube, hit that like button, hit the share button as well. Share this out on your channel, on your page or whatever, on your social media. And then also subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. And hit that notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. Also, you can join this channel and become a member. And there will be, there's some members only stuff that's in there. So I got some more stuff I actually need to upload in there. But with that being said, we are definitely here on a Friday evening. There's a lot going on this week. But tonight, I want to do something kind of different. And I want to try to get some of the folks up here. So whether you be on X watching right now, come over to the YouTube channel. Because I'm going to put the link in the chat. And I want to hear from Democrat supporters and also the Democrat naysayers. So this one, I'm opening up to both because what they're doing right now is going on the campaign of Russian bots. And if you guys remember, there was a story, I think June. So it might have been June or July. And it was talking about how Black people are being targeted for misinformation and disinformation. Well, I want to also look at how now, fast forward to where now they're talking about Russian interference and Russian bots and Iranian bots and China bots. So all kind of bots, no independent thought from Black Americans at all, but that is what it is. So with that being said, before we get into it, let's go ahead and see who we got in the building thus far. And as we do here, we greet the chat. We next, aka Dark Skin Brother. What's going on, my good brother? And also doubled up on the membership. I'm not sure if you had to switch because I know how they be messing with folks' channels or whatnot. So that brother has been a member of this channel for quite some time. So salute to you, my brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. And we got our good sister, One Who Cares, in the building. Shout out to you, my good sister, Black First. Thank you for being here on this Friday evening. And we got Scylla T in the building. Jersey City is here, Black First. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. And we got Judah Israel in the building, Black First fam. Thank you for being here, a moderator and a member, my good sister. Hopefully you are healing up just fine and nice. I seen on your Instagram to where you had to put some oil on that elbow joint. so you ain't squeaking like Tin Man. And hopefully they got you fixed up good and right. So yes, indeed. Night right in the building. Yes, indeed. Comrade Camilla Harris is Hindu, Indian, Asian, and Irish. Why, yeah, you already know that. That's why that Asian hate crime bill was the crime was signed by Biden. You already know those are her people. Absolutely. It's weird, too. On my end, it's showing with a line across it. I don't know what that's about. But thank you, Night Rider, for being in the building. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Black First. And we got In the Mix Radio in the building. Black First from St. Louis. Shout out to you, my good brother. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you. And we got Amaria in the building. Salute to you. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Is this like a lot? And you don't forget to comment when you're watching the replays now. So make sure tap in on the comment board and the replays. But I appreciate you for catching it live. Thank you for being here and spending this time on Friday evening. And In the Mix Radio said we are not bots. No, we are not. And Phantom Beat in the building. Shout out to you, my good brother. As they say in Mother Russia, the home skill. Right. It's like how they gonna be able to all of a sudden relate? They gonna relate to us like Ray Gunn related to breakdancing. If that's any kind of indication of the connection to our culture, look at Ray Gunn. And Ray Gunn is probably exposed to more Black culture than Russians. So that go for, I mean, except for the spies, but that goes without saying. Fan of Beat, thank you for being a member as well. Appreciate you, brother. And we got our good brother Torian Rain Reloaded. What is going on, my good brother Black First? Always a pleasure to have you in the building. And man, I'll be catching this brother's replays. So if you guys have not already subscribed to our good brother Torian Rain Reloaded, you should be. And go check out this brother's good content. And he puts together these series that are like cinematic. And I mean, that's you don't get this. You don't get this everywhere. And not only that, you don't get people who really care to do that either. So salute to our brother Torian Rain Reloaded. Man, and being in these content creator spaces, folks, let me just point out something. Folks ain't got no editing squad or no editing team. The folks is doing a one-man show. So, man, salute to that brother, because the editing part of that is a beast. So, salute to that brother, man, because, yeah, that editing side is super tedious. So, man, show some love to that brother, man, and all that. Also, the other voices of New Black Media, because this is a team effort. Let's see who else we got in the building. We got Rhonda Smith in the building. Happy Friday, y'all. Yes, indeed. Happy Friday. Good to see you in the building. And we got dark-skinned brother doing double duty. Yes, indeed, from the main account. Yeah, and of course, again, doubled up tonight. So salute to our brother, dark-skinned brother, man. Always appreciate the support. And we got Nightbot in the building on deck. Nightbot's on deck. And Antithesis in the building, Black First, Valdosta, Georgia. Thank you for being here and being a member as well. Appreciate it as always. And let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see who else am I seeing. Oh, Black Spider in the house. Salute, Black Spider in the house. Good to see you, my I-5 compadre. Thank you for being here on this Friday Eve. Man, that is the part I love. Man, I gotta say, there's some stuff, some footage I done did, man. I'm like, man, I gotta get to it at some point. Sooner than later. Definitely sooner than later. Mary in the building, Black First. I emailed you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, indeed. And I just got a chance to see that. What you hit me up about, and I don't know how to what issue that channel's having, because actually that channel's almost up to 2,000. So you should be monetized over there, but we'll wrap. We'll definitely wrap over there. So thank you for being here, Sister Mary. Appreciate you. And we got Lady F in the building, Black First Fam. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you for being here and also being a member. Thank you, Black First. And Tidra. That Russian bot lie was spread in the previous election by Congo Guyanese tether Joy Reid of MSNBC. Because, when we start asking for reparations, that's all of a sudden a Russian bot. That makes a whole lot of sense. Yes, indeed. Mario said, I truly miss being with you, but I do catch your videos and I remember to comment. Yes, you do. Thank you for being here. Yes. And oh yeah, I got you, good sister. Yeah, I think the one thing, Sister Mary, that I guess look for, like you could get licensed music if that's the issue. And then you can use licensed music that it wouldn't give you like copyright strikes. And that should do. But as long as like I think some of the stuff I've seen was like original kind of Like, I'm not sure how he did the music, but as original as possible would be best. And then you should not have any issue with that. Because right now, I just in me looking at it in a brief overview, I don't know why that they're having trouble. So I'll take a better look at that. But with that being said, family, we got a lot going on out here in these political streets. More than we probably should. However, do you know that the one thing? Oh, here, let me do something here. Looking, the whole Russian bot thing, as they start coming in and you guys Russian bots. Because first, what was the excuse? The first excuse was what? Oh, you guys are, well, if we're not Trump supporters, then we're Russian bots. And now, remember they brought Iran and said they had something going on. And there are other people who are taking money from other outside influences. But when it comes down to the Voices of New Black Media, that is a big no. So, no, these are independent platforms with a familiar family message, all sticking on the code of the message. That's just simply being of the people, speaking for the people. And as you have seen, all of us, you have seen them. And, I was able to catch a little bit of Brother Tariq Nasheed's broadcast today, because I guess he went live like earlier this afternoon. And I caught the tail end of it, and he was going through. Y'all remember when I mentioned something about what's it? The new, what them folks called? Because they brought them in to supposedly, they were the people that were there looking at voter disinformation or whatever. It was a New Georgia something project or project something. And like, okay, what they supposed to do? Well, as Brother Tariq Nasheed was able to expose today, expose they little paperwork stating that they've been participating in these spaces and trying to come around the movement, basically to infiltrate it. So again, as I've told y'all in spaces, and I often mention here on this broadcast, they ain't just looking at me. They ain't just looking at Brother Torian. They ain't just looking at Tariq Nasheed. Oh no, it's much deeper than that. They're looking at all of you too. They want to know who everybody is. Because see, this is the point of a leaderless movement. Anybody could pick up the ball today. Really. You understand what I'm saying? So they know, okay, well, there's some influence. But this is not a snake. It's more like an octopus. With, instead of a head, more arms. And the one thing that functions at the core of it is the code. And when the code is black empowerment, it's going to be real hard to present anything outside of that anybody would accept when they got good common sense. So, tonight I would like to extend to the family to express themselves because, hey, you guys might be bots. You guys might be Russians. So, for those of you who have never been up here before like that, I want to get a few folks in, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring I got my little trusty counter here, and I'm not gonna really hold y'all to no 2 minutes, but what I do want y'all just to, because I know y'all get rolling, just be mindful of the clock. So I want you to come give your take, and let the world know. You ain't got to let me know. Let the world know that you're not a bot, and state your position. And I guess the one question I would ask of all of you, what would it take for a candidate from an independent or either these two major parties, what would it take for them to get your support? And I want y'all to think about, what it would take. I'm sure right off the rip, some of y'all already have answers. And of course, we know reparations is going to be the steady drumbeat of the night. The border probably also will be the steady drumbeat of the night. And so, again, if that is what you're hearing, and you're hearing that the black people over here are looking for tangibles, well, it ain't coming from bots, and I don't want it to come from bots. If you hear the same thing over and over and over again tonight, it's because the people are saying it, not me. So with that being said, let me get that. Okay, we got it. Get this all in here. Let's go here. All right. Dark Skin Brother said, I barely got 80 subscribers. And the trolls are still messing with me. You better know it, man. Hey, didn't I told you they was going to start coming in your comment threads? And y'all forgive my voice. My voice is a beast right now. It's the weather is like going crazy up and down. And we're in the midst of like residual smoke from these wildfires. So if you go outside, it smells like you're in a chimney. It really sucks. But at least it's hot. So you can go ahead and shut everything up and turn your air on. So that's a benefit. But man, my voice is a beast. So Blackjack, what's going on, Eastsiders, man? Good to see you in the building, my brother. And if you want to come up here and chime in, man, and like I said, I'm opening it up for the family, man. Y'all can come on in. Crew Reality Grand Niggas. Yes, indeed. What's going on, my brother? I'm off work and watching on the big screen. I appreciate you, my good brother. Yes, indeed, man. Go ahead and get your weekend kicked off with some good empowerment. Appreciate you, man. And thank you, of course, for being a member. So, the one thing I want to know, Extreme X, I'm drinking a black Russian right now. I know that's right. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. And Tia, to you, thank you for being here as well. And thank you for everything you do in these new Black media streets. I appreciate you, Black First. And also thank you for being one of my moderators. And do what she says, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already done so, like, share, and subscribe. Yes. So, if y'all would like to come up and let the world know that you are not a bot, I will open the floor. Also, if you are a supporter of the Democrats, you can come up here and explain why. And so, with that, the floor is open. Now, while we're waiting, let me just go back here. Get this. Put this in here. Okay. I'm not doing that. I wanted to just get to the story. Okay. This is by Marquise Francis. Zoom out a little bit. All right. Okay. So this article was June. That's what I thought I was. June. So the end of June is when this first came out, because I remember seeing them. They were on, I think, Joy Reid. One of them type broadcasts. That's how I knew, like, oh, wait for them to come. Damn, did they? So it says at least 40 million Americans may be regularly targeted and fed disinformation within Black online spaces by a host of sources across social media, fueling false information around the election, according to a new report published Tuesday. Touted as the first deep dive into understanding disinformation targeting Black America, the report published by Onyx Impact, a nonprofit organization working to combat disinformation within the Black community, identified half a dozen core online networks reaching or targeting Black Americans online with false and misleading narratives. Now, in the paperwork that Brother Tariq was going over earlier today, interestingly enough, reparations is intangibles. Is these words they have a target? They're targeting our words. So basically targeting our talking points. Now, I've known for a minute that I've had operatives on my X page, and you've seen how I have conducted myself accordingly. When you see, I mean, again, understand, being around these Black movements, there's just certain things for me, I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and drive my lane for a minute. Because, there's energy for me that I'm like, can't point no fingers. You know what I mean? But it's like there's something at play. So let me ride my lane real quick. And as it turns out, you've had people, and just think of how they come at us now. The way they come at us now, I guess, for all intents and purposes, they've still been trying to get a foothold on the inside. But now, because that has kind of fell apart, it's just attack mode. And if you've noticed, most of these accounts are like, they've been around since like maybe between the 2010, 2015, but only have under like 300 and no more than 500 subscribers or followers. All of them, every last one of these. That tells me that this thing has been in the wings and waiting for a moment. So they went and got them X domains early, before X was even the stomping ground of Black empowerment. Why do you think they wanted to get TikTok out the paint? Now, it's funny. They were screaming about getting TikTok out the paint until all of a sudden they started funding influencers. TikTok ain't changed ownership. That whole conversation just went right on out the window now, didn't it? They ain't changed no ownership. As a matter of fact, they was like, we gonna fight this. Oh, okay. I guess we'll just start fighting. What's good for the goose, good for the gander. You talk about flip-flopping which way the wind blow. No, that's how they blowing, man. And they gonna tell us, yeah, you put down your buckets. Stop it. You can get out of my face with that. No, they could break bread. Tangibles is not disinformation. Reparations is not disinformation. And now, once again, go back to my last broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. What did I ask you? Do you believe Kamala Harris and the DNC leadership had them DNC Negroes purposely tank the reparations bills? And now just looking at how this is happening, that brother said everybody was down with the bill until he got to Chicago. He got to Chicago, and then they tunes changed. They all signed off on that bill in May as co-authors of the bill. And then, so wait a minute. We got to change some things. And I'm going to play the Gavin Newsom response because, sometimes, you don't like to be right. Because it's like, damn, man, I have no faith in no congressional black anything at this moment. And then I turned on my radio this morning on Sirius to hear Greg Carr with some woman on her program picking up Nikki Barnes. And then Nikki Barnes going to sit up here because from the space. So these people are talking about a Twitter space on the radio this morning. That's how my day started. Just to then catch Tariq's video when he's reading the paperwork of what they've been doing. I'm like, oh, this makes total sense. I literally just watched this play out all before my face today. It's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. And this thing goes back to June. But how long have they been doing it? They've been doing this since we really pushed delineation extra hard. So don't think that them rallies stung. And I guess even more so, this is even more evidence how much them rallies stung. Because at the end of the day, them as people, you can't say all them folks that showed up out there in D.C. as bots. I mean, and hell, salute to everybody who flew out at that time. That is the worst time to be traveling. That is the worst time of year to be traveling if you're looking for any kind of deal. No. I looked at the tickets going out to D.C. I was like, yep, I ain't making this one. Besides, actually, we ended up having we had an event here anyway, but I was going to see if I could swing it. I'm like, damn, because I'm not doing basic economy, family. If I can't ride in at least business class, I ain't going. And they just wanted too much, but I'm sorry. I had to catch y'all on the next go round. Because that would have been a real quick turn. I would have been wiped. Because that's going coast to coast in a 24-hour swing. I would have been dead to the world. Like, let me just focus on the business I got here. But, I mean, pointing that out, them folks are paying attention to everything we doing. Everything. Derek Parker in the building. Black first to the family. Salute to you. Yes, indeed. To my Arkansas family down there. Salute. Yeah, so they paying attention, family. I hope y'all understand what I'm talking about. And then they're saying you are targeted for disinformation, but then at the same time, blaming you for the disinformation. Have y'all seen some of these comments? And the bot thing is starting to pop out heavy, ain't it? Nobody, just a bot. Stop. So let's go on. Conservative commentators like Candace, ain't nobody. Yeah, because I went through this story. Ain't nobody listening to no Candace Owens. Ain't nobody paying attention to her. Candace Owens, and see, when I seen that, I was like, okay, Candace Owens is like a dog whistle. Because people know black folks ain't listening to her. But she has the more conservative view, still a coon, and not a non-FBA anyway. But Candace Owens are among the most influential distributors of false information, according to the report, followed by a variety of sources, such as platforms geared toward the black manosphere, like Fresh and Fit. Of course, nobody's listening to them for any kind of political advice other than Simpson suckers and coon sellouts. Some episodes of the show have outright challenged women's intelligence and allowed guests to share false and harmful narratives without pushback. See, they're using them as a talking point as us. The black manosphere, the beta manosphere. Don't tell me, matter of fact, don't even say manosphere and then mention a dude who has multiple pictures hugged up with dudes. This dude has a picture of him, there's a picture of this guy, Myron, in bed with another man. I'm not like, no, he's no advice giver. I would say it's probably a safe bet to say Derek Jackson gets more respect than Myron Gaines. You know what I'm saying? Blackjack, the winosphere. Incel Island. Incel Island. Man, these women out here, just you gameless goof. All of the, man, the women out here these days and women. Okay. I guess. And again, you know, I see plenty of people not having that problem. So it usually be a person that's really not being honest with themselves on why women ain't really messing with them. But it's you women, you're just all materialistic. Fellas, if that's the conversation that you are giving and you're saying this to another man, all I'm going to tell you is, oh, that woman saw right through you. And no, you ain't got an ounce of confidence. Because the last thing that I should be hearing about why you can't get a woman is because she's materialistic. Here's a little secret about women. I've been around, I'm raised around, come from a family of a lot of pretty women. Women that want to be around you are gonna be around you. When they see a sucker, a simp that they'll tolerate, then they'll let you take them on a date, but you ain't getting that. And that's what you mad at. Oh, they just mad at me because that's what you're good for. You ain't no protector. She don't see no wall of defense in you. She sees, oh, I'm vulnerable. So let me just go get this meal and get dropped back off. Little game for the goofies. This is sidebar. Ladies, am I lying? Well, tell me I'm wrong. Church of Black Power, been a member for a month. Yes, indeed. Salute to you, man. I appreciate it. So are trying to tell me that all of those beautiful black people who protested at the California State Assembly are bots? We didn't see them. I mean, yeah, we gonna get to that. Because I got to get to that Gavin Newsom piece. These people make no sense. And I absolutely agree. And man, and I appreciate you for renewing your membership. Church of Black Power. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much for rolling with the membership. They need to go outside. Too much testosterone in one room. Pent up frustration. I've seen dudes have better game in prison. I mean, what the is wrong with you? Anyway, let's move on. Come on, man. I'm just saying. Man, they go over here material. This is, you know. Nah, I ain't even gonna go there. You tighten your mouthpiece up, player. If a brother can sit behind them walls on the phone to some of y'all women, don't think it's just the fat, lonely hearts. No. No. Just saying. That brother that was on Art of Dialogue, the DeAndre, the actor, everything he said about what goes on in there is true. He didn't tell no lie. Down to them poisoning us. Now, going back, let's see. These okay, the report identifies some platforms like nationally syndicated radio show The Breakfast Club as a gateway influencer or an authentic online space that holds critical space for stemming the tide of disinformation. These platforms, however, are also often targets for bad actors. Oh, so when we call these folks out for giving softball questions and whatnot, again, have I already told y'all the Democrats are at war with Black empowerment? And this is evident. It's just overtly evident. You know what? I need a pen, man. Okay. I've pinned the link. So anybody that wants to come up, like I said, give your take. We got a little 2-minute clock. You can come give your take why you are supporting the Democrats or not, if you're supporting a third party or not. And also the other question would be, whatever party. But right now we're really focused on Democrats because we see what they have done against us and against our agenda. And they have done it actively while Black folks are the base. So I won't. And again, if they're gonna start throwing, we're bots, but then let me just open it up for the bots to speak. Is it Russian bots or is it Black voices? So just as the voices of new Black media, it's going to be the voices of the grassroots tonight. And I just want to know, if you're supporting it, you feel we should support it, man, okay. I would love to hear the reasoning. You know, we can have a respectful dialogue and you can respectfully give your point. I will give you 2 minutes to make your case. But like I said, now if you're for or against, I would just want to know, and that I'm giving the platform and the opportunity for you guys as voters, for you as the representatives of this voter base, that they are trying to target, but don't ever want your voices heard. I want to give that opportunity for your voice to be heard. And so the people can speak. Because for me, we're those bad actors. You know what I'm saying? We're the bad actors. And one thing I thought of doing tonight, I wasn't sure how to do it, but I would have made this broadcast a space as well. And again, I don't know if that can be done. I haven't done it. I haven't really seen a lot of people do it. So I don't know how smoothly that works. But given that opportunity, there's folks that will hop in these threads, and then they have to do the whole DNC shield thing. But they don't stand for nothing. They don't stand on nothing. I had this person in my comments the other day trying to tell me about Kamala Harris's history. Let me tell y'all something. I haven't aired everything I have on her. I just want to know when people hop out there wrong, let me go ahead and correct this misinformation that you have. And one of the big things about disinformation, especially when it comes down to Kamala Harris, is that she comes from Black culture. When she joined the sorority, so what? There are white deltas. She could be a guest. There are white women with Black children. There's not anyone out here in amongst the family that's going to sit up there and let that white woman run around them talking about the N-word, my N, and let me cook these collard greens. But first, let me wash them in this tub. With some soap and bleach and Comet, toe jam and crack juice, hair, daily dirt. And even if you said, well, I'm cleaned out the tub before I used it for this, the stuff you cleaned out the tub with is toxic. These folks is nuts. Black Jackson said he did, Tariq did a simulcast. I thought he did. I think Phil did too, Brother Phil Scott. So maybe I might see how we can get that to work. You know what I might do? Let me go over some ideas. We gonna work it out. David Boyd in the building. Yes, indeed. Black first, man. From the Bronx. Yes, indeed. What time is it out there? About almost 12:40. Appreciate all my East Coast riders, man. Thank y'all for tuning in on this Friday evening. I hope to get y'all weekend kicked off right. No, Deborah. No, sir, not cleaning the greens with coming. Come on, man. Spick and span. Like, what are we doing? Ugh. Oh, man. So we gonna judge her by greens? Can someone tell me why Jamel Hill is on CNN talking about politics? Bad actors introduce harmful narratives, according to report. So I'm going to stop there because I just wanted to go back and remind you, because I've read all of that on this broadcast. So this now comes full circle to where your brother Tariq Nasheed showed y'all today. This was lightweight. They have been on us so tough, it ain't funny. And now with Kamala Harris being, or Kamala, whichever the hell y'all want to call it, because, they've played with that. So miss me. But anyway, now that she's here, you know what I'm saying? I got somebody in here about to bring you up here in a minute. Now that she's in the role for running for president, they are extra tuned in and keyed in on us, family. And so let me bring in my first guest. My first guest here. We got brother Crew Reality in the building. What's going on, my good brother?
What's up, Brozilla?
Man, I appreciate you being here, man. Let everybody know, man, where they can find you, because you started your channel, man. So let everybody know where your channel at, man.
Yeah, I've been at the channel. It's at CRU Reality, RAYALITY.
Yes, sir.
Basically, raise reality. The CRU Culture Revolution Underground. We got to change the mind and change the cultures. So, you know where I got that from?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, let me go ahead and let me get you up here. How can I do this? Let's see if I can. So I want to get you on here, so let me change that. Get you in here. I'm trying to get your screen on here, but anyway, I guess that'll do. So here, I'll do it like this. I'll let you rock this. So there you go, bro. Go ahead and let it rip, man.
So I'm definitely not voting for the Democrats because they're not doing anything for us. They look what they pulled in California. They just use us for their votes. I think they're worse than the Republicans in many ways. They're just as racist. They're just like the fox and the wolf. You know, the fox is smiling when he's coming after you, as Malcolm said. The Republicans, now I'm more aligned with a lot of their policies, but like Tyreek was saying in that interview earlier, the far right Republicans and their racism, it like turns us away. But a lot of their policies, like pro-2A, anti-abortion, just being conservative, fiscally conservative. Even the guy on the that Tyreek interviewed said he'd rather give the money to Americans than to immigrants. So that's a lot of our point with the reparations. Give it to us, and it stays within the country. So I'm still kind of undecided. I might write my name in again like I did last time, but I don't know. But that's all I got for you, Brozilla.
Yes, sir, man. And let me there we go. So let me ask you this, because they are trying to stifle other candidates. So they've been trying to keep Jill Stein off. They've been trying to keep Cornel West off. And now that Kennedy has got out the race, he's trying to file lawsuits to get his name taken off certain ballots that they've still been trying to fight to keep Jill Stein and Cornel West off. With that being said, if a third-party candidate like Cornel West, which, you saw him talk to Brother Black Alpha, and I believe he's going to be talking to Boyce Watkins as well. It kind of sounds like he's taking a harder edge approach on reparations. What would it take for you to hear from like a Cornel West to kind of put you over the top in that brother's favor?
For him to start talking more like Black Alpha, basically. So I guess he's getting there, but like that's basically it. Start talking like us, and then we like you don't have to give us everything all at once, right? Start with the close the border,
right?
And here's the Freedmen's Bank. All right. Now if you want to study within the Freedmen's Bureau, and it's all freedmen in the Freedmen's Bureau, then we're talking about something. But like none of them are talking about anything, and both of them is like, do you want to eat a shit sandwich or a piss milkshake? Like that's what they're offering you, and it's like I don't. I'll cook. Like, geez.
Nah, I agree, brother. I agree. So, I mean, with that being said, you've made your voice heard. Why do you think, and just, I want your personal opinion on why you think that California Congressional Black Caucus snuffed the bills?
The same reason that right up the street from my mom's house, they got somebody named Tiffany Henyard. Right down the road. And the same reason we've got all these crooked Democrats in Chicago. They're not about the people. They're all about playing the game. They all got something on them. That's why they're allowed in the game. And as soon as they buck, oh, here come the charges. Oh, we saw you at that party. Oh, you wouldn't be here if you weren't at that party. So, that's what I think is going on. Especially in LA. Hollywood.
For real. And my take on this was, looking at the brother that I don't know if you got a chance to catch Roland Martin's interview with the NAACP guy, but he actually said he was ready to put the bill forward, and he said that he got word that he had the votes, but for him, he was blindsided when he went to Chicago for the DNC convention. And that's when because he's the co-chair and then the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, I guess she told him that, yeah, we basically we're going to kill these bills. And he's like, for what? So it kind of seems, yeah. And that's what I was saying. Well, what other California Democrats got that type of power? And for me, I'm like, that's Kamala State and Nancy Pelosi.
So
you feel what I'm saying?
From what I hear, Nancy's the one who shut down Biden whole scheme. Like, I've heard her say that she never liked Biden, and then 2 weeks later she's holding that little bear talking about we love Biden. So that if she's an old liar and she's head of the party, so if they're doing that, then how do you think the new ones that they're supporting are doing? It's like you watch these police videos and there's the training cop there that does something so bogus. It's like, how are you the training cop? You're the supervisor. No wonder the rest of the force is like that. So it's the same thing with the Democrats. I think the Republicans are a little too honest to get away with a lot of that stuff, but they're all still politicians. So I just need to get what I'm owed.
I know that's right. All right. So before I let you go, man, any closing parting words?
Just thanks for having me up here. Trying to get like y'all, man. You see, I got the flags and stuff. I'm gonna start streaming more as soon as I get a chance.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, y'all keep up the good work,
yes,
man.
Indeed.
I'm gonna continue to support, man, and I'll be down in the chat watching.
Yes, sir.
Be one.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. Black first, brother. Thank you for being here, man. Yes, indeed. Crew Reality family. Yes, indeed. Our good brother, Crew Reality. And so with what he just said, these are things that we're able to witness with our own two eyes. You'll have people like Roland Martin popping out the woodwork talking about what you seeing ain't what you seeing. But just something that he just mentioned about what's going on in Chicago. And, I think this is a perfect time to, again, play some more folks that are simply not bots. These folks are not bots. These are Black, foundational Black American freedmen citizens, descendants of slaves who were literally watching their existence be tampered with by this administration.
You don't hang no signs about Black people hating on immigrants, because Black people ain't got no reason to hate on no immigrants.
Oh no, but the immigrants got
we
no reason to hate
everything
on
y'all
us.
are in this song. Let me tell you something. You get them signs down. Anytime that Alderman Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other?
Cesar
can sit up
Lopez.
here and
Lopez.
talk about how they should get a hate crime bill because swastikas was in Ziploc bags in their community. They hung this in our community. We want it off the polls. We want that to be the beginning of a hate crime. And that organization, which is a white liberal organization, like in the words of Malcolm X, who told us what? That the white liberal is the worst enemy to the black man.
Yes.
And he is coming up in here acting like y'all representing some social justice.
Say that,
But all along,
Say
all
that.
you're doing is trying to use black people
Say
to
that.
find a reason to make some money.
Say
Let
that.
me tell y'all something over there. We're done. The Democratic Party is done. You ain't gonna mess with us like
Y'all
this
gonna
no
abuse
more.
us.
I'm telling you what I'm
They
telling
get to
you.
abuse the black
Trump
American.
gonna come in here and gonna clean it up. I'm telling you, the ones that have a righteous heart, you leave the Democratic Party. Do just like RFK Jr., just do like that Tulsa lady. You better get up out the Democratic Party. Save yourself, save your families, save your dignity, save your jobs, and save your seat. Because if y'all don't, we coming for your seats. We ain't taking this no more. We ain't taking no disrespect from a bunch of people who have broke into the country and now have completely broke the city, have completely broke the country, have completely disgraced the United States of America. America is a disgrace. And for us, oh my God, for the solution, you give us a fake, black, cackling hand of a candidate. With a vice president that's talking about he want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom. Ain't nobody dealing with this. The number one function of a president is to be the commander-in-chief. You tell me anything about a Kamala Harris that look like she can protect this country after y'all have sat up here and let it get it overridden with a bunch of illegal immigrants. Y'all have sat up here and put America's hands in all kind of wars. And you telling me a tampon man that ran from duty don't even know what his rule was. Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, gonna protect this country? The devil is a lie. Y'all better get some signs down. Yeah. I know that.
Wow. Black people hating on immigrants. That's what they pushing out there. They ain't immigrants. They're illegal invaders, by the way. So they are lawbreakers, actually. Active lawbreakers is what they are. But with that being said, see, we man, this is the night of the people, folks. I want them to see we ain't bots. We ain't bots. And with that being said, congregation, get ready, because now we are bringing up the Church of Black Empowerment.
How you doing, Beatzilla?
I'm doing great, brother. How you doing?
Man, I am blessed, highly favorable. Man, I'm just gonna tell you straight off the back, and then I'm gonna say this with all of my chest, and I urge everyone else to join me too. I am a proud registered member of the Furniture Party. That is me. My candidate is President Couch, Vice President Love Seat, because ain't nobody else had our back, quite literally, other than the couch and the love seat. So with that being said, to everybody that's seen what happened out there in California, just know the Democratic Party is your open enemy. They have shown themselves to be your open enemy. I don't know if you caught that interview that Tariq did with Bill Asaley, I think the guy's name is, the Republican that tried to introduce. Well, Bill Asaley, when
I wish I did.
Oh, please watch it when you get a chance. This man, he brought something to light that basically just, pisses me off, because one of the things that he said was the first time that he tried to bring the bill to the floor, they basically said it wasn't time for it or whatever. They reprimanded him for that or whatever. So the next time that he was going to bring the bill to the floor, apparently some people within the congressional black legislation approached him and begged him not to try to bring this bill back up to the floor. And the dude admitted, like, originally I'm not for reparations, this, that, and the third, because I believe that, there's a lot more that we can do that I would agree with. But if you ask me if I would rather give billions of dollars to a bunch of illegals or give it to the black community, I would rather give it to the black community. Right. So I respected him saying that. But the fact that he was saying that people was coming to him trying to beg him not to bring that bill to the floor. And then one of them told him that he's putting their families' lives in danger by trying to bring that bill to the floor. So basically what you're trying to do is use this emotional situation in order to stop this man for doing what's right for the people. And if you're that afraid of your family being hurt or anything like that, there is law enforcement. And if you don't feel like they're going to do anything for you, then you shouldn't be an elected official. Because here's the thing. If you're supposed to represent us, you're supposed to represent us. You can't allow some folks to kind of twist your arm about not bringing forth bills for your own constituents, your own people, but yet you want to turn and give billions of dollars to a bunch of people who invaded this country, who are here illegally. You want to give billions of dollars in free Medicare to people who shouldn't be here to receive the Medicare. These folks are sitting here, these same folks are sitting here speaking against our reparations while getting this massive handout, and they're not even supposed to be in this country. This is the disrespectful stuff that's going on within the Democratic Party. They're talking about no down payment mortgages and things like that for a bunch of illegals. While California in itself, the majority of the homeless problem in California is Black Americans, foundational Black Americans. I'm from LA, you go down Skid Row and look and see how that looks. You would never think that we were giving away money to anybody, not let alone illegals, any other country, because it can be used here. It's just ridiculous, fam.
I totally understand. I absolutely understand. And see, that's why I wanted to kind of do this, just to make sure that all of y'all voices are heard, because, I'm sure with all of the looky-loos and the COINTELPRO folks out there, they see the names. Let's just write them off as bots. Nah, I wanted to open the floor for them to be able to hear y'all. And this is a real true sentiment. I'm glad that you guys are coming up and sharing. And my question for you is, considering all of the wide scope of the playing field, what would it take? Or let me frame it this way. Do you see any possibility for any candidate to get you off of the couch?
This election cycle, I don't believe so. No, I believe that even if they were to say, let's say Trump right now says, hey, you know what? Look, Black Americans, I might not be able to put together a reparations package in the way that you guys want it, but here's some things that I think that we all can agree you guys will like and you guys will benefit from. And this is specifically for you guys. We've seen what the Democrats have been doing for these illegals is unfair. You guys did build the country. Let me give you guys this. I think that probably would be the only thing that will pull me off the couch. The Democrats saying that in the same, and I have to say this at the same time, I don't trust the Democrats to do that. I really don't trust Trump to do it. But I definitely, right. If someone pointed a gun to my head and said, pick one, who's going to do it? I'm like, you know what? If Trump said he's going to do it, he's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm. And I'm not a Trump. Fact. I'm not a Trump person at all. I'm one of those type of people that look at things for what it is. This is a business. Black Americans have been treated as if we're kids in a candy store getting told no all the time when we're like, mommy, can we have that? We're not in the candy store and we're not asking. We're sitting at a table right now discussing what we need for you to get our vote. This is business. This isn't pleasurable. Well, it's pleasurable for us. For you guys, it won't be pleasurable because they're used to treating us politically like babies. And since we are saying, no, we're not political babies. And even if we were, we're no longer political babies. We understand that you have been taking our vote for granted for 60 plus years. And what the California legislator, the Black Caucus just did was show definitively there is no way you can even backtrack on this. You've shown definitively that you were the people who's been fighting against our economic empowerment consistently for that 60 years that we've been voting for you over and over and over again. And I'm gonna say one more thing because I don't want to hold you up, my brother, but to see that the Democrats just recently announced that they're going to be giving another $380 million to cities that are willing to take in these illegals. You cannot tell me that they are not our open enemy while they're sitting there blocking the reparations packages, the reparations policies. That is the most predominant reparations policies we've seen in California to date. But then they tried to make it seem like, oh, well, we didn't have nothing to do with it, so we're going to concentrate on what we agreed to. No. You've known about this policy for a long period of time. Y'all waited until the last day of the goddamn session in order to even discuss this policy and then not discuss the policy. You mocked everyone who was there to force you to do your damn job. You mocked us to your face, to our faces, excuse me. The Democrats, they're going to have to roll over and learn. They're going to burn for the next couple of semesters on this, the next couple of times, because you're not seeing exactly what we're saying. You're choosing not to see it, but we're sitting there right in your face, giving you the agenda. And that California reparation situation show you how they spit in the faces of us. It's not that they don't know what we want. It's not that they don't know what we don't want. They want us to have what they want us to have. They don't want us to have what we're telling them is the agenda. And so they try to frame it as if the Democrats have a messaging problem. No, they don't have a messaging problem. They just refuse to accept the message. Be one, big family.
Woo-wee. Black first, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming up. Man, that was a heavy take, wasn't it? Shout out to Church of Black Empowerment and definitely earning that handle for real. I appreciate that, man. And again, not bots. Folks on the ground with life experiences in this life. You can't blame a person when they're telling you why they are taking the position they are. What you can do is address it. You can definitely address it instead of attacking us. Like we're not wise enough to have our own opinion. And the thing, man, that whole mocking that was some of the most despicable madness ever. I was watching Brother Alpha's broadcast the other day, and he froze on that dude. This dude is just as gleeful as can be, spitting in the eye of black folks, man. And we got to vote for the black one. We got to get him up in there. And he over there smiling. Yeah. What? You hate your own folks that much? I mean, this is you hate your people that much? That dude is gleeful that, yeah. Eyes all buck. Are you joking? Oh, man. Oh, that was painful to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. That one was a little on the painful side. You over there mocking these folks like, you ain't get your reparation. That's what you feel about our ancestors? Whatever you have convinced yourself of. I mean, there's a special place in hell for folks like that, man. That's all I can say. Young 9 in the house. My money's on Senator Recliner. Can't knock it. Can't knock it. But you guys just coming, you guys just want the tangibles. Man, what about tangibles? That's just not what's on my constituents' minds. Nikki Barnes, Nikki Barnes and all of your ilk, the whole Luke crew. Here's another thing that they didn't like. We call all of them out. We all, but between all of us, we literally pointed out every last one of these shields that was coming. And that Nikki Barnes woman is a damn representative of the Democratic. She's a delegate of the Democratic Party in Florida, hopping up in these spaces, acting like she don't know nothing about what we talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying? Man, and Luke, reparations ass. I gotta find that. The old Red Joker video. I wonder if Red Joker can find that. He's so deep in his memes and videos. The one he did on Luke. Reparations ass. Shake that ass. Shake that ass. Reparations ass. Salute to Red Joker. But to piggyback on what we were just talking about and what Church of Black Empowerment was mentioning, you're going to have to say something specifically for Black folks. Now, what's interesting, she done went and got, Luther Campbell, because for some reason she went to him to start talking about what Blackness is. Let's go back to delineation. I mean, man, I kept telling you, watch Oregon, because we have a governor who did not get voted in. Well, she's gone now, but she got placed because the number one had a scandal and had to resign. Kind of the same thing that's happening here. Only difference is she has to now get votes after being placed in a position she wasn't nominated for. And so she has Luke. This out of all the people that she could go to, you went to the rapper that the government said was too lewd. And then got away from positive Black music for the ratchet, over-the-top stuff. But now, with his degenerate offspring, they're upset at Sexy Red. Why? Because she said, we like Trump. Oh, well, don't be listening to rappers. Don't be listening to rappers. Oh, well, this rapper said he voting for Kamala. Man, listen to rappers. Listen to rappers. Boy, let's get this rapper on the radio. Well, here's Uncle Luke and Kamala Harris at a shop, and this Black man is going to explain to her basically something that hey, Uncle Luke, you might want to vet those people that you're going to have over there, because even in a controlled environment, so-called, watch how this woman stalls with, Check this out.
And we're talking about specifically something that happened to black people here in America. So we have to be specifically targeting to help those people. Because we put those people in a position, and everybody knows the history.
Yeah.
Everybody understands the history of America.
That's right.
America, you did this to these people. You should write laws for these people. Don't group us in with everybody, because everybody, it didn't happen to everybody. But let's be fair. We playing from behind the 8 ball. We way back there, 400 years back there. We're not asking y'all to give us nothing. We actually write the law. Those of us who are willing and able to do the work, will do the work.
That's right.
That's what we need.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's right. Who, Luke? Yeah. Oh, Lord, Luke, you sprung it on me, huh? Yeah. She didn't know what to do. And why is that man saying that? Well, because the Democrats are doing stuff like
The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
Or how many ever. Or how, what? Why don't you know? Why the hell don't you know? Nobody finds that the least bit problematic. And then, they talk about, well, he killed the bill. You notice how you haven't heard that in the last few days? They had a bipartisan bill and they killed it. Because the fact of the matter is they never needed that bill. Joe Biden just needed to right his wrong. And Kamala Harris, you sat there for 3 years. All of a sudden, let's put a little halt at the border. Let's remember how it all began, because this new bill that they brought to so-called fix their problem still allows these people to stay. No. We're not looking for that. We're looking for a reverse on this.
We had a very busy and active day today, as you all know, but I wanted to take a moment to go through the 15 executive actions, or highlights of them, I should say, and some of the steps that the president asked agencies to take today. You should have all received copies of the executive orders as well as the accompanying fact sheets, but I want to take this moment to highlight them for the American public who are watching at home. He signed a proclamation effective immediately, halting further funding or construction of the previous administration's border wall and terminating the so-called national emergency used to wastefully divert billions for wall construction. Also today, President Biden sent an immigration bill to Congress. The U.S. Citizenship Act modernizes our immigration system. It provides hardworking people who've enriched our communities and lived here for decades an opportunity to earn citizenship. The president's priority reflected in the bill are to responsibly manage the border, keep families together, grow our economy, address the root causes of migration from Central America, and ensure that America can remain a refuge for those fleeing prosecution. With that, I'd love to take your questions. Zeke, why don't you kick us off?
Those fleeing prosecution. Somebody who is on the run. Somehow that's okay. How does that work? So let's see some of these people that are coming across this border that are supposedly fleeing prosecution. Let's see all these people fleeing the prosecution.
Where are you from? India. Where are you going? Thank you. You?
India.
Where are you going?
Oregon.
Thank you. You?
India.
Where are you going?
New York.
Thank you.
Hold on. Did you say Portland? The hell did he just say? Wait a minute. You say he was coming here?
Thank you. You?
India.
Where are you going?
Oregon.
Thank you. You?
Oh, okay.
India.
Where are you going? New York. Thank you.
One point.
India. Where you going? Thank you.
India.
Where you going?
California.
Thank you. You?
India. California.
Thank you. You?
America.
Thank you. Where you going?
California.
Who you? Where you going?
Indianapolis.
Okay, thank you. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Michigan. Where you from? ¿Dónde vienes? Where you going? Where you going? Where you from? Guinea. Where you going, sir?
I'm going to New York.
Thank you, sir. You?
Thank you.
Where you going?
Thank you.
Where you going?
Thank you.
What state are you going to?
I go to Senegal.
And you?
Senegal.
Are you going to New York?
Nice.
Where you going?
New York.
You?
Senegal.
You?
Louisville.
Louisville. You?
New York.
New York. You? You? New York. You? New York?
Louisville. Does that make these people got very specific destinations? This is showing help. He definitely said, "Fuller, stay alert, man." Let me tell you something. That he know he coming here because they already got a place for them to stay. They just need to get here. So they're flying some of these people here. Only reason we heard that these folks were even here is because the money to house them was running out. We didn't know. Not in the news the first. Not in any news. Not word on the street. I'm just wondering, where are these people who can't speak English that are working for Amazon right now and driving Hondas? Who the hell are these people? And now I know. This is such a humongous scheme. Guess what else is tied into the same scheme? Our reparations. Because what they're trying to do is muddy the waters. And so you need to get all of these new folks here, and then they're going to start being, yes, I'm black too. And so we are all black, and I need reparations. I need the reparations because, although I hail from the slave owner families, I never owned slaves. And I come here in America and I suffer under blackness. So because I'm black. No, you're not. You're not at all. But that's how they do. So never forget them funding partners that they have, spending big money to disrupt what we doing over here.
You? 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 Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? New York? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Where you coming from?
Senegal.
Where you going?
Senegal.
Where you coming from?
Yeah.
Where you going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you coming from? Where you going?
Yeah.
Where you going?
¿Mm?
Where you going? ¿Dónde vienes?
Colombia.
¿A dónde vas, viejo?
Estados Unidos.
¿Y usted? ¿A qué estado?
Texas.
Texas. ¿Y usted?
Texas.
¿Y usted? Texas. ¿Y usted? ¿Viene? Okay. Where you from? Where you from?
From Africa.
Where you going?
America.
Where you going? ¿Dónde vienes? ¿Cuántos años tienes? 12. ¿Vienes solo? Sí. Wow.
Wow. That's some cold business right there. I'm telling you, this is, if I didn't know any better, so feeling a little red darnish. Just a little bit. I can't help but look at all of these people that are letting them over here unvetted, all military age. after they made they were trying to take Americans' freedoms away, forcing you to get pharmaceutical companies products that now all of a sudden they're not willing to give for free. Going to make you pay for it now. It was so urgent. Now they're going to make you pay. Why was it free in the first place? Because the government foot the bill. So there were still record profits by the pharmaceutical companies. If you look on TV, you probably see more medicine commercials and a new medicine every week than you do advertisements for, say, Chili's. All right. Zippy. All them songs. Nothing is everything. I mean, plaque psoriasis, did you get that? And you're going to have to take this, and you might have thoughts of deletion, you deleting yourself, and all these other weird side effects. One thing bleeds into another. So we'll introduce this next medicine in the next couple of weeks because quiet as kept, you're going to need this for all of the side effects that our last little doozy gave you. This is diabetic medicine. Let me get an old black guy. Hey, you're a black barber who used to be a musician. So what I need you to do for this commercial is cut some hair and, hey, be friendly with other black guys. And then you'll go to the club and, hey, I can play the drums because I took my diabetes medicine today. You know the one commercial though, I'm glad I stopped seeing. I'm on the pill. I'm on the pill. I'm on the pill. I'm on the pill. What? You need to be on rubbers. What happened to, you notice, and right now they're over here talking about HIV rates. Family, when you start hearing music telling you going raw and I ain't using no rubbers, and they're promoting this real super duper reckless life, sexual habits, and then at the same time pull all advertisements for condoms. There's a reason though, because the byproduct, Planned Parenthood. It's a wicked game. Wicked. The backup plan, which keep telling y'all, for a lot of them people, it's their religion. Oh, well, brother, you know, man, I know what ancient cultures might have believed this to be. Ancient cultures might have believed that to be. But right now we are focusing talking about the devil. And whatever they believe, what they're believing, that's what it is to them. So if it had a meaning in ancient wherever to those people, that's different than how these people are using it. You just need to worry about how they're using it right now, because that is your open enemy. All that extra is the Pan-African plebiscite babble talk just to confuse you. Stay focused on supremacy, because that is the only thing you need to understand how it works against you. Everything else is irrelevant, because you are in a system. And I know people, I don't like to say supremacy because supremacy didn't mean that. Do you think they superior to you? You can't sit up here and say you're an exceptional group of people and then turn around and say they're superior. The position of superiority is a term because they can harm you with impunity because the system is ran by them and their operatives to maintain the system of supremacy. Why? Because one thing that Black Americans have the hardest time understanding, we have no friends. We ain't sitting up here in America and everybody is confused about our existence. That ain't the case. Only people who are confused is us. Trying to find a home while you made one. But because you don't run it, you look at it like it ain't yours. But just like I played Mila Brandt at the very beginning of this broadcast. Oh no, you very much had your own. They just took it out of you and figured out like selling the Negro. For those of you who have saw that, selling the Negro, what's that about? About how to cut in on the circular dollar of the Black community. It was all by design. Gentrification, a la Democrat policy. My city was torn up. The whole neighborhood don't look the same. For people who've been gone, they come back here and be like, this doesn't even look the same to me. No, and where all of us at? Out. Very few of us still live in the city. All based up under these doggone Democrats. You know another thing that has happened under these Democrats? The school systems. The school systems have been, throughout Oregon, Washington, have been striking and had budget issues all over the last few years. Strikes nonstop. Nurses, strikes. We're having Kroger workers striking. U.S. Bank is leaving their own tower downtown. This is not the greatest financial situation. And being in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, I believe this is one of those places that was kind of targeted to be that experiment to thin. As I've always told people, pay attention to what happens here, because there's certain interests that are in this area. And again, you always got to remember, this was supposed to be Valhalla anyway. And for all intents and purposes, for those people who don't know, they actually call this place Valhalla. For those of you who don't understand what that is the white supremacist heaven. There's a gun club here, matter of fact. A gun club it's Valhalla Gun Club. And now after this mass shooting, we're going to sit up here and have people tell us about guns. And we got to do something about these guns. Not going to do anything about these Venezuelans with guns out here in Aurora, Colorado. Oh, that's just being overhyped and overblown. Not when your local elected officials have to come out and say something. And you see all these soldier age dudes showing up. And for those of you all who have seen Red Dawn, it is the irony of it all. Like I said, it's the Latin piece also for me that I'm like, hey, is he catching this? And they're in Colorado? For those of you who are too young to know what Red Dawn is, go watch that. Patrick Swayze, one of those old 80 movies, but it's Ron O'Neal is playing like some kind of like Latino general. It is. I think, what is it? He got him singing "America the Beautiful," the Star Spangled Banner. For the land of the free and the home of the... Man, I'm telling you, boy, what I'm seeing right now, I don't know what to tell y'all, family. You kind of looking at Red Dawn, they bringing a whole shadow army in here. And remember, all of them doggone tanks that couldn't nobody explain where they was going. You remember when Obama was president? And everybody kept seeing them tanks that kept going, just miles and miles and miles and miles of tanks. At the same time, you also saw train it's unusual. Gasoline tanks and then tanks. These smaller, different flies that I haven't seen out in the military in the field yet. We haven't seen those, any pictures of those over in Afghanistan, any pictures, because, you know, we have evidence of what our military stuff looks like that's issued. Those tanks have a particular pattern that has not been out yet. So none of those tanks from 2012 to 2024 have been put to use. Here's the other problem with those particular tanks. I don't know if you guys have really stood next to a tank, but those little trucks are small. They're made for urban warfare, navigating through more narrow ways. A tank is a big thing. So them big tanks that they were sending over there to Iraq, that wasn't what we're seeing, because those things are huge. But these things, you could sit two to a car. A tank should be taking up a whole rail plat. One of them platform things, it should be taking a whole one of them, an actual regular sized tank. But you're seeing two of those on one of those things. Where are those going? And who's going to use those? Remember the FEMA ammo? See, they did this so many years ago because nobody would be thinking about it today. Oh, I mental noted that then. Hey, this is something y'all better keep an eye on. And right now, we're watching it. Okay, here's the other thing. Y'all remember when we've had, I guess that's about 5-ish years ago, talking about ISIL. And at the time, you had an international cross-training venture with a few different countries from the EU sending their soldiers to a certain little location to start working with other soldiers from other countries. Does anybody remember that? So why now? Why now are they coming here? Right. That's what you say. There was a fleet of UN personnel at QT gas station a while ago. Oh, remember Arby? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We need to be a little vigilant. And so what would be a byproduct of black folks getting reparations right now? Oh, I know. You'd be able to arm yourselves. You'd be able to organize. I guess you have armed organizations now. But knowing what you have seen at the end of Tariq's broadcast, how do you now feel about armed groups in public? Do y'all still look at that and be like, that is strict? Yeah. Do y'all still look at it that way? Because you ain't seeing them white boys out there like that. All these militias, you ain't seeing them out there nowhere doing that. Nowhere. They just in the woods training. And, you know, when you raise a scout, you know what's crazy? I've seen something the other day too, and it was one of them AI pictures of this little white kid talking about those cats aren't going to kill themselves. And somebody might say, hey, that's a bit much. Yeah, maybe. However, on this recent school shooter out of Georgia, some footage just came out of him and his father after bagging a deer. Check this out.
2023, the first ever deer hunt for me and Colt. He's hunting with a 450 Bushmaster, sir. 107 yards, and let's go take a look. I'll follow you, sir. I see white. Holy crap. Look at that, brother. Go ahead and lay your rifle down on it like we had. Other way, barrel up. Barrel up? Yep, so you get mud in the barrel. Okay, it's okay. Lay that gun down like we had it for the picture. All right, remember it's still loaded. Okay, beautiful. All right, lean down there and hold that head up. Let me see what you busted this morning. January 8th on your first ever deer hunt. Big old giant 3-pointer. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that, son. What a hell of a shot.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How'd that 450 do? Did it kick hard? You couldn't even feel it, could you?
Nope.
What a shot. Hey, I love you, son.
Yep. I love you more.
Greatest day.
Yep.
All right, Mama. Hopefully you'll love this just as much as we do.
Yep.
See you later.
Ooh-wee. That's right, brother. What do you think he's teaching his kid? What kind of philosophy do you think is going on there? And let's make it all about the gun. Or should we make it about the upbringing? There's a kid with his father. Let's look at that. 2-parent home. I guess his mother's had some issues. Had some run-ins with the law. Has been found passed out in their driveway before. So, wow. Okay. Yikes. You know? Now, with that being said, they're going to start doing a whole bunch of we need to talk about guns and this gun, because it's another way to get around talking about black issues. That's why they were trying to pivot during the George Floyd situation to climate. That's why, if you're noticing, they're talking that climate jazz now. It's summer. You know what happens in summer? It gets hot. Man, this global warming is crazy. It's freaking summer, geniuses. Man, it's so hot. I don't know what's changed. I mean, man, it's just unusually hot. It is the end of summer. You have heat waves. Good grief. Now, again, I mean, you could say global warming. Well, then blame supremacy again. Because it ain't black folks. Let them that Palestinian nut in TikTok. Y'all blacks, y'all are like colonizers too. If you don't shut your black ass up. No, we're not. We don't have no position in no damn way. You put on their uniform to go do a job and be a soldier, because that's the job of a soldier. You are a government issue. The hell are you talking about? What are you supposed to be? The nerve and this entitlement that they just think, come serve me and save me, black people. I need your energy now. Fight for me. Oh, you want something for yourself? Oh, no. Can't do that. Family, you know, it's so bad that you got Democratic shills out here just making stuff up. And I do mean making stuff up. Let me get this. I seen this. I was like, wait, this isn't on her page. And this dude posts this, one of the typical shills, right? We showing all this. Whoever did this, it's like, hey man, this ain't on their website. Oh, it will be. Oh, will it? How does somebody on X have the Harris Waltz fighting for Black American plan, but it ain't on their website? Is this one of the things you're supposed to hear after the election? If that's the case, then why is it worded this way? Vice President Harris helped deliver his historic progress for Black Americans. Donald Trump and his Extreme Project 2025 agenda will erase that progress. Let's first back up to that first lie you just told. Vice President Harris helped deliver historic progress for Black Americans. What the hell is that? What progress are we talking about? I don't know. Maybe there's some answers here. Fighting to lower costs. That's nothing specifically for Black Americans, but let's just keep reading on. Vice President Harris has fought to bring down inflation while wages and incomes are on the rise. They are not. Lowered the cost of prescription drugs and healthcare for millions by capping insulin at $35 a month for seniors, past the cap on annual out-of-pocket prescription drug costs for seniors. at $2,000 a year and lowered health insurance premiums by an average of $800 for millions of Americans. Yet and still, I've just read these two lines and Black people are not mentioned. Why is this fighting for Black Americans when you actually say what you did, Black Americans aren't mentioned? And I guess there's some kind of residual benefit for Black people. Huh? I got it. So why did you say fighting for Black Americans? That's not true. Now, as a matter of fact, that's so opposite. And people keep trying to, man, you got to hear the whole context of what she said because, just taking that little clip out of context isn't right. I mean, she said more than she wasn't going to do anything for Black people. And I played that whole video here. This is the conclusion of her point.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
Good grief. Like, we ain't know what that woman said. We do. Yes, we do. Okay, what else does it say here? Connect 5.5 million Black households to affordable high-speed internet through affordable connectivity program. Okay, that's not really addressing economics. Brought down the cost of child care, elder care, and preschool. That's for everybody. Cracked down on corporate price gouging and hidden junk fees and credit card, bank fees, and more. That has nothing to do with how Black folks have still been discriminated against within banking and finance, but whatever. In Minnesota, Governor Walz enacted a nation-leading child tax credit that is projected to slash child poverty by a third. The metric of checking child poverty, though, is actually by way of Black families. So you cannot say Black families that are in poverty, their child now has escaped poverty by something you did. That makes no sense. But nonetheless, let's keep going. Propose an expansion to the child tax credit to up to $6,000 for middle income and low income families during a newborn's first year of life, and 36. And again, this isn't for Black folks. I don't know why you put Black people on the top of this. I'll just skip down because there's really nothing here that says anything specifically for Black folks. Let me start with the red. Donald Trump and his boy, the lies just can't stop. And his Project 2025 agenda would raise costs for Black families. Trump's Project 2025 agenda would repeal the laws that cap prescription drug prices. Trump wants to raise the prices of household goods from clothing to groceries to medications, costing a typical family $4,000 a year by slapping hidden taxes on goods coming into the United States. Okay. Fighting for Black wealth. Vice President Harris has presided over the creation of roughly 2.5 million jobs for Black workers and achieved the lowest Black unemployment rate on record. I would like to really see where that statistic is being proven. Because I hear that, but I haven't been able to see it. Doubled the number of Black households owning a business, the fastest rate of growth in 30 years, by expanding access to capital through community lenders, increasing federal contracts for military or minority-owned businesses by 50%. You know who that went to. Doubling small business administration loans to Black business owners. Women, those are Black. See, you're trying to be slick. That's more of that minority people of color. That was about women. So you're gonna say We gave people to black business. You gave money to minority women. Yeah, there was some black women in there, but let's be clear. That part was all about gender. Going on, increased black wealth by 60% compared to before the pandemic, narrowing the racial wealth gap to the smallest in 20 years. The wealth gap has not shrunk in over 20 years. So to say, oh, we got it to, what the hell are they talking about? Helped over 250,000 black Americans become homeowners. That's not true. That's not true at all. Matter of fact, those statistics, the statistics of house black folks has not changed in like 50 years. So what are these people talking about? And so this is why I'm kind of believing that this particular document here is just from the K Hive. So I won't even finish reading that because, okay, well, now we're getting into that blatant deception. And I don't think this, again, it's not on their site. It's something I've seen this dude post. Somebody went through an awful lot of work to put this up. But if their campaign is going to hang their hedge their bets on these level of lies, geez, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, Lord. Oh, you talking about folks who like lying. So let me see something here. Oh, so let's go back to California real quick. So the dude, one of the cats that advocated for us or the Latinos or whatnot to get their cash while trying. Yeah, here's this dude, and this dude is also kind of on the arrogant side, if you ask me. Hella arrogant, but he was on the radio, I guess, copping his plea. I guess he was over there copping his plea, and I don't think people are buying it. And I would say nobody should be buying this crap. But let's see what he had to say.
And the second I got back, I reminded folks and people who have propagated that video absent context. That's unfortunate. It's incredibly unfortunate because if you know even the most basic of floor rules and floor procedures in Sacramento, you know that physically blocking somebody is not even a possible thing. So I feel bad for people who I've respected, like the Mark Lamont Hills and others, who continue to amplify a narrative that he created that has no basis in what was actually happening.
You think it was a mistake to not pass the bill at this point? Bills, two of them.
Personally, I do, and I let that be known. But I also think that this is an incredible Black caucus. There are incredible members of this caucus, some who are the first Black representative ever from their area, right? Who are not just moving conversations, but to even talk about reparations. And there are parts of my own because I understand the frustration, the hurt, and I'm sorry for that for folks. I really am, because I understand.
Is that an apology?
It's an apology from me, but not because some Republican is acting like I blocked him, which is not true at all.
No,
It's
I mean,
an
right
apology.
now, yeah,
It's an apology
JBLA,
from me
right?
because I know the feelings. I feel the feelings, and it's frustrating sometimes to be.
He could be FBA, but I will say he's lucky to have a bald head. Excuse me, boy, what am I doing? But he's lucky enough to have a bald head. We're going to blame that on the fire smoke. I think he might be a Belizean, though. Because there's a lot of, from those Caribbean islands, Belizeans. So he could be Belizean. But with that being said, Gavin Newsom did chime in on this. And so I want to see what he has to say. Let y'all hear him about this debacle. And obviously, see, when I seen this, I'm telling you, family, even more so now after seeing this, I believe that the DNC higher-ups had California kill the bill because it would interrupt what they were trying to push. And of course, it throws a monkey wrench and goes directly against the ideals of benign neglect. But I'm kind of wondering, I'm sure Gavin Newsom knew, but the way he is going about it, I think this comes from somewhere else. And think of who we're talking about, the California Black Caucus. You think that them old coons from the Congressional Black Caucus didn't have words and say, hey, we don't need those troubles in our district. We all have campaigns to run. And a lot of us are up for votes in November. So we don't need nothing rocking the boat, especially y'all talking about doing something for black people. So now Gavin Newsom kind of throwing them under the bus. Let's check it out.
Demonstrators. While we're on this subject of bills, I just want to know, what did you know about the bills not being brought to the floor? There were two critical reparation bills, Senate Bill 1403 and Senate Bill 1331.
Forgive me, because there's over 1,000. I'm not very good at the numeric, but
agency.
Yeah, I know a little bit about that. What I do know is
Bradford's desk on August 26th.
As it relates, well, hold on. We work with the legislature throughout the legislative process on amendments. Sometimes they advance those amendments. Sometimes they don't take our amendments, and those bills are sent to my desk. I think you're referencing bills that were not sent to my desk that did not pass through the legislature. As it relates to the broader issue of reparations, which I appreciate both of you referencing, we work very closely with the Black Caucus on a package of reparations reforms. We met before the legislative session. We met during the legislative session. We worked very collaboratively on amendments. We also worked on bills without amendments. And I think the vast majority of those that we agreed to and worked collaboratively together with the Black Caucus have ended up on my desk.
Okay, so with that being said, then what happened between all of you guys collabing in California and then when you got to Chicago? What changed in Chicago? That's what I would want to know. But because the timing still looks very suspicious to the people, that I will say.
I'll be reviewing them all on the merits. And I want to applaud the head of the Black Caucus, Lori Wilson, who's been spectacular in advancing those bills.
She's a coon.
Their principles and advancing them in a collaborative spirit.
Much under fire about those two critical bills that did not make it to your desk.
Well, those bills, you'll have to ask them, the legislature, why those didn't land on my desk.
Did you tell the Black Caucus that you would veto the reparations agency and reparations fund bills?
I didn't talk directly to anyone about those two bills. As it relates to the process of how bills are done broadly in the state, there's a collaborative process. People ask our opinions. Are there concerns? Issues that have dollar figures are consistently marked, consistently. If it wasn't done in the budget, that's going to be a challenge. There's always exceptions to that.
So now let's watch him gladly throw the Congressional Black Caucus old Negroes. Watch him throw him right on under that bus.
But that's going to be a challenge. And that was a process that unfolded over the course, as I said, of months, particularly as it relates to the reparations package in partnership with the Black Caucus. And there was no daylight with Lori Wilson.
I had the black leaders. They wanted me to get the 3 strikes law and the crime bill. I got the go-ahead from the black leaders to go ahead and put Joe Biden and Strom Thurmond's bill on my community and totally target young black men who in 2024 are the very voters that we need to convince to vote for us. Oh, woe is me.
And the Black Caucus as it relates to the work that we did collaboratively together. And let me just, on a personal note, and forgive me about this, she did not deserve to be attacked like she was attacked. Members of
Yeah, we strongly disagree there, buddy. yeah, she actually did, fam.
The Black Caucus did not deserve to be attacked and their integrity impugned. That was disgraceful.
They did.
There were members of that Black Caucus that are owed an apology for being treated the way they were treated, to be doxxed, to be personally maligned and attacked. So forgive me for expressing that. Great respect and admiration for the leadership of the Black Caucus and members of the Black Caucus.
And that woman still hasn't met with the people. She's canceled her appearances. 2 back-to-back now. But she's so extraordinary. Come on, man. She's not, though. No, she's not. And then there's this is the one that they're grooming. And you know, it's so funny how many people have something to say with us checking people and their cultural appropriation. Because they knew all about cultural appropriation when they didn't like Kim Kardashian. But let's see about this this one here who's speaking at Nan. Let's see how black she gets.
I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working retail, folding clothes for other people to buy. There is nothing wrong with preparing food that your neighbors will eat. There is nothing wrong with driving the buses that take your family to work. There is nothing wrong with being a working person in the United States of America. And there is everything dignified about it. I, in fact, am encouraged when people remind the country of my past, not because of anything about my story, but because it communicates that if I could work in a restaurant and become a member of the United States Congress, so can you. So can you.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I guess so. You better thank a member. You better thank it. So I think I'm gonna play this cat. So I kind of wonder if this next cat, this next Moist Shield, See, these folks be watching us and then act like they don't. I think they, I think somebody done got to him and said, "Hey, man, you can't keep tuning up and then starting your videos." So it looks like he took somewhat of a different approach with this one. This is not necessarily giving this energy. It's not giving that energy, but you know, let's hear what he has to say.
So this is what we're doing now. The new tactic is attacking straight black males, questioning their sexual identity because they support Kamala Harris, saying you're not an alpha male if you support her. You're not an alpha male if you're willing to pay the background for a black woman. You're not an alpha.
Wait. Hold on. Slow your roll, kid. First off, this conversation about the whole beta male promotion actually comes from white women on CNN or MSNBC, one of the damn channels. But this is what they're talking about. Tim Waltz is he works for the men that aren't necessarily testosterone laden. You know, moist niggas like yourself. So it you know, nobody's saying that, oh, we can't do it. We don't want to do this for a black woman, blah, blah. And ain't nobody saying they got a problem with a woman, period. So it ain't about misogyny and all of this. No, this is about a bad candidate. Her being a black woman ain't got nothing to do with it, considering how she's an Indian woman, not a black woman in the first place. But, okay, if you want to keep lying and calling her that, for all intents and purposes, she's a black woman who ain't did shit. She does not have a good track record with the black folk, with the black community. She does not have a connection to our culture, but we'll always keep coming out here trying to pander and play in our face and act like she didn't come out here and try to say last year that hip hop was American culture and for everybody. No, it's black American culture, and our culture is not for everybody. You can admire it, witness it, and support it. That doesn't make everybody parts, as she was saying. But nonetheless, let's hear Too Loud and Too Early.
Alpha male if you protect black women. You're not an alpha male if you believe a black woman should have a leadership position. You're not an alpha male. They're attacking Roland Martin. They're attacking Plies. They're attacking any straight black male that has some fucking common sense.
When you're mentioning straight black men, perhaps mention straight black men. I'm just saying. Blurred lines. Dun, dun, ding, 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 blurred lines. Anyway, moving on.
Sense and common decency. Let me just say this to my straight brothers. Look, you don't want to be no alpha male. They have taken that and redefined it because
No, that's where you're wrong, sir. No, alpha men are still very much alpha men. What got redefined is the part to where you're not an alpha calling yourself an alpha, like applies or like a Roland Martin. Neither one of those. The only alpha that Roland Martin is his sorority. Ain't he an alpha? Whatever the hell his sorority or frat is. And it's kind of funny you say that right after we done saw this man with butt cheeks in his playlist. And then with Plies, let's remember Mr. F a shooter, I'm my own shooter, who ran and hid his jewelry when the real G showed up when he was out in L.A. with Jamie Foxx, and them real Crips ran down on him. Them real West Coast gang members. And he went and had to go hide and hid his jewelry. All that crazy thing, all that crazy talk he talking them damn songs. I'm a ran off on the plug twice. He steady calling, I ain't calling back. But y'all some stupid man. Y'all ain't supposed to come out of me. What's wrong with y'all? Don't be asking me that woman about no business. Mother. Come on, dude. But now that's supposed to be an alpha male, a dude who can't get MF out of his lingo for two phrases. Hey, fella, that's another sign that you're not dealing with an alpha male. Here's another humongous sign that you're not. And when you're not dealing with a alpha male, let's run down the list. Van Jones, Mark Lamont Hill, Roland Martin, Michael Eric Dyson, Greg Carr. None of these guys. None of these guys. None of them are representing strong. Almost forgot. Cory Booker. And my girlfriend Rosario Dawson. You know, I'm single, but my girlfriend. And he was the one they actually interviewed when they were talking about this soft man era. You don't have to be so testosterone laden. Bakari Sellers. Yeah, Bakari Sellers. Yeah, all of that. You know, you don't want to be an alpha man. What? Ladies, what y'all looking for? A beta? Looking for a beta biatch? I don't understand. This dude is out of his rocker or off his rocker. But, you know, weird take without the narcotic.
Alpha doesn't stand for what it used to. When these toxic motherfuckers come in your comment section talking about you're not an alpha male, take that as a compliment. Because alpha male stands for always ashy, always having criminal charges, always putting their hands on women because they always get caught choking you out, always never having a real source of income, always asking to borrow $20 till they get paid next week, always feeling less than and in competition with women, always being messy, always in everybody else's business, always having homoerotic admiration for other toxic black men.
My man. Everything you mentioned is nothing that alpha men are doing. But if that is what you're used to, is what you are calling heterosexual men, then I guess that must be the dudes that you're around. Dominique Devereaux said, perhaps alpha she-males, but... That's a fact. That is a fact. Absolutely right, Dominique Devereaux. Oh, man. This is crazy. Ladies, are you picking up what he's putting down here? And yeah, Moonrise, yeah, this cat most definitely entertains the company of men. However, my thing is this. He got some straight men in his family somewhere. So, you know, obviously he has some resentment there because always ashy and always with criminal charges. How this is what I guess it's okay because he's a black man doing it. But they send these dudes out from the DNC to say all this crazy, wild stuff against black folks. And people are like, oh, no, it's everything he just said. Think of what he just said coming out of a white person. Y'all, man, can you imagine a white person saying this to you? And he's using stereo. This is an insult, and he don't even understand it. Well, I don't know. Deep down in his heart, he obviously has a deep resentment for black men.
Man, always questioning somebody's sexuality because you're insecure about yours. Always dealing with untreated trauma because they mama refused to allow them to be a child and forced you to be their husband. Always manipulative, always abusive, always suffering emotionally because the only emotion you were allowed to express was anger and aggression. Now that is what we call an alpha male. You know the flaw in being an alpha male is? Who the fuck?
Who calls that an alpha male? These young men done been so emasculated. He don't even know what he talking about. So yeah, crew. I've somebody else mentioned that. I've heard a few times that he might be Dominican, which makes sense. But I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because some of them cats be looking like they be tweezing their eyebrows too. So I don't know. But yeah, he do got the whole he kind of got the Dominican look going on, but that just might be on purpose for his sake on what he trying to pull.
Fuck raised you. Okay, if you think this way about Kamala, then what the fuck do you think about your mama? Now Kamala may not see or hear your insults, but
my mama is a black woman. Her mama is a black woman. Her mama is a black woman. Her mama was a slave on a plantation. These cats just be getting out here saying anything and if he's Dominican, it makes total sense because he has no connection to our history.
Your daughters will. And watching their daddy disrespect this lady is going to fuck up their self-esteem. But if you don't give a fuck.
How would I feel about Kamala Harris gonna give my child an issue with self-esteem? Boy, these people be delusional.
Fuck about your daughter. I hope you give a fuck about your sons because thinking about the generational curses he's about to inherit from you. Do you tell your son to talk over his mom? Do you tell your son that his mom ain't shit and deserves to be disrespected? Do you tell your son that the biggest threat to the black community isn't white supremacy, it's actually a black woman? Inquiring minds want to motherfucking know what.
Actually, it's funny too because the sexism said by Tamika Mallory is more important of an issue than racism. Did I miss that? Wow.
What the hell do you talk to your son about? And before y'all come in my comment section, I was never without a father figure. I had 2 straight parents in the household, a black daddy and a black motherfucking mama, all the way until I was 18 years old. Y'all got motherfucking issues and y'all don't represent real heterosexual black men. Because the black men in my life that I looked up to was never this motherfucking toxic. So this is what.
Oh, yeah. This reminds me of how, like, when you see I've seen single women in the past. I haven't seen it in a long time. But, that whole, this is what a real man is. Now, I'm not married and I'm single, but I'm going to tell you what a real man is. No, that's the type of man you want. Got that best man bug. We gonna be like Tay Diggs and Nia Long and Sanaa Lathan. No, you're not. But I always wanted my fairy tale. That shit wasn't real. And here's the problem that I think some people have fell into. Y'all understand black men don't have any of that luxury. People be talking about black men like you envying the white man. What? Have no time to spend any energy on that. When you're enemy number one, you have no time to envy anybody. They have all their time to spend talking about us behind closed doors and have their minds focused on us 24/7. I don't know how any black folks fix their minds to say, man, you get done with the white man, won't you? I wish somebody would get into me with that conversation. Let's walk that one down. Because I'd like to debunk that once and for all. I wish somebody would. That's some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And that's the dumbest thing you can really say to me. You don't know nobody in your life that done bared arms against the white supremacists. But over here doing what the white man wants you to do. Shut up, coward. I don't want to hear. I live out here. University of White Supremacy. Ain't no Kool-Aid pumping in these veins, baby. So, I mean, there's a lot of this. That's, man, because an alpha man gonna stand on his. Simple as that. And so to sit up here and say, well, you guys is toxic. No, far from it. What's toxic is trying to diminish a man's strength. By diminishing that man's strength, that's not elevating his woman. That's now crippling her. Then you crippling them kids. Because no one's being in their rightful order or place. And people best seem to have the best success when they operating in the realm of their strong suit. But we have little wusses running around here talking about, this is not an alpha male, it's just toxic. First off, beta bitch nigga. You can't define what a alpha male is because you're a beta. Never have been an alpha. So there is nothing that an alpha really would too much. That's the whole point of being an alpha. An alpha just looks at you and be like, shut up, bitch. Because I see the type of dude you are. So number one, I wouldn't waste my time. How much time did it take for you to draw up a whole little soliloquy about men that don't give two shits about what you're talking about? Let me tell you something. No one cares. No one cares with your weak punk ass. Go sit up in your car, do your little videos, talk to all the other DNC shills that don't got no good sense and won't do any more research past what Joy Reid tell them. I had a dude in my timeline the other day. He gonna post Roland Martin like that was some kind of debunking fact. What are you kidding? Roland Martin? That dude's another liar. Nah. Now, speaking of all of these things that have went on, there was another meeting. Now, I'm assuming this was in Georgia. And I'm sure y'all seen parts of this. And I'll play a little part of it because it was peace. And it's a vet. Y'all probably seen a little bit of this and seen it circulating on X. So, hey, too loud and too wrong. Too loud and too wrong. That's what I call him. Dominic Devereaux said they couldn't get an actual convincingly straight black man to sell this kind. because Stevie Wonder can see Miss Thang is fruitier than a gift basket from Edible Arrangements. Oh man, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? And you know what he do? He do that. Like I said, this video was hella tame compared to some of his other videos. Because it's like, what's up with all that cussing? Over here sound like Plies. What him and Plies got in common? Is that they both can sit up there? No, and your motherfucker. Okay, got it. Anyway, I was about to say something I ain't. So Yvette Carnell got before this hearing, like I said, I believe this was in Georgia. Might have been in New York. I know there's some things going on around the United States concerning reparations. So she showed up and gave her piece. Let's hear a little bit of that now.
I'm Yvette Carnell, president of the ADOS Advocacy Foundation, and we advocate for lineage in terms of the framework. Most immigrants, not just Black immigrants, most immigrants didn't immigrate to this country until the Immigration Act of 1965. So when you look at Plessy versus Ferguson, there is no reason to have a lineage versus race conversation because it's all the systems of slavery and their descendants in 1898. We didn't have that difference until 1965 when immigrants began to flow in. Look at the data. 3/4 of Africans didn't get here until 2000. I graduated from high school in 1999. So
1990 what? Our first child was born in 1999. She said she graduated high school in 99? Okay. We'll go with that.
I want you to tell me what kind of repair an African needs who got here after I graduated Howard University. We're not talking about melanin. We're talking about repair.
Oh, wait. Did we confuse high school for Howard University? Lady Effa, you graduated 91. Yeah, I'm just a little bit behind you, class of 94. She said she was class of 99? I mean, maybe. I've always thought that Yvette was a little closer in age than this. But like I said, what do I know?
And when you talk about
you graduated in 1980.
measuring upon
Okay.
survivors and their heirs, we're talking about who was harmed. And you can't talk about racial segregation and everything that happened without talking about where it was anchored at, right? It was anchored, this racialized caste was anchored in slavery. If you came over here in an airplane as opposed to a slave ship, we're different. We're the only group that has been multi-generationally oppressed in this country for 400 years. Nobody else can say that. I just want to bring up also some comments that was made.
And I really just wanted to play Yvette. Because Yvette let him have it. Yvette let him have it, and I ain't mad at that. See, we ain't got to personally get along or philosophy wise, but When we get out there and start, stomping on the truth, get out there on cold on the truth. I ain't got no problems with it. I ain't got no problem with it at all. So shout out to Yvette Carnell. Cause she went and laid it down. So I ain't mad at that. But again, family, I wanted to make sure that I allowed you guys to come up and voice your opinions. I would have hoped I would have gotten a Democrat supporter, but that's just that's fine too. But I appreciate and I want to thank all of the people who came up and spoke this evening. We will probably do this again up until the election. And as somewhere in the midst, I'm gonna try to kick up a space. So we'll see. And I want to try to do one like live and simulcast basically. So I might do a test at some point. That might be like a test with the members. I might do a test with the members because also there's a feature with spaces to where I might be able to have that kind of like a members only loop. And we'll just test it out. But I think you guys got the message this evening. And one thing that we have to keep in mind is that they are actively, very, very active, trying to combat us. They're at war with our agenda. And the truth is evident at this point. You feel what I'm saying? So, okay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We Next, aka Dark Skin Brother, gifted a membership this evening. So salute to Dark Skin Brother. I appreciate it as always. And to whoever got the membership, salute to you and welcome. And peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. And so, like I'm saying, we have to recognize how much they are fighting against us. Not only that, because they've put serious money, and it's all about messing with our reparations. Oh, Moonrise. Oh, okay. Moonrise is who got it. Okay. I see now. Yeah, okay, Moonrise. Salute, Moonrise. Thank you for being here. And now, welcome now at being a member. Appreciate it. And so, man, like I said, look at all that money. Look at all of that money. All that money. Where's you getting all this cash? From the Rockefellers? Why are they so interested in having their hands in our empowerment? Well, I'll say this. A lot of us understand why. Because they want to distribute what they want to distribute, and they want to control who they distribute it to. And so I say no. I say absolutely no. And here's the thing. It's not just me. It's the family too. As y'all have heard this evening, it ain't just me. We literally heard from other people. And in the future, you'll hear from more. This is the grassroots. This is the pulse of the people. And this is the will of the people. And this is the word of the people. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Yes, indeed. We are not Russian bots, family. We are the Black Voices. We are the sound of the people. And it's not going away. Not going away no time soon. Now, will there be some Russian bots out there? Not sure who they're targeting, because how would they even be able to relate to our lingo? There's tethers that can't do that. How much more would it be impossible for them to convince us of anything? I mean, really. So, you know, we have double crossers, treasonous politicians. This is why we're not getting ahead. Because we have other Black folks that are so hell-bent and stuck on their political cult that they refuse to put that love, time, and energy into their own folks. And you will sell out other Black people proudly. You will proudly get in the way of Black empowerment. And that is unforgivable. Because there's going to be some of y'all out here really soon to be trying to come back into our comment threads because the DNC has told you, ramp it up. And I'm sure you'll try. But as you have seen, what we've been following, and Brother Tariq Nasheed has brought out this evening, they don't know what to do with themselves, and they are fully aware the pulse of the people goes through the grass roots. Salute to each and every one of you. Black first, salute to all of the family. But to all of you who believe we are on the wrong path and on the wrong side of history, you want to convince us how stupid we are. When we are the ones that have researched and we are looking at things with a very, very intentional lens. And you say, y'all, beep, 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 y'all so stupid. Well, for all of you sassy DNC shills, I speak for myself. Beatzilla PDX. The Beatzilla PDX official show. Those of you in the chat. The grassroots and the voices of new Black media. I think it is safe to say I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by helping this broadcast by way of donation, you can do so at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. We also have PayPal, which is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. Yes, 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 indeed. So we are here to another wrapping up the wrap up. And let's see, before we go, we got to get the family in here. We do this here. So bear with me 1 second while we get ready for this good roll call. All right. Let's see where we at here. I'll see all the members. So something we have recently have done here is been doing the members roll call. And so with that being said, I want to highlight my members at this time and give them their shout out. So with that being said, starting with the newest member that just joined today, Moonrise. And also we have We Next, aka Dark Skin Brother. And we also have Dark Skin Brother. So that's two membership accounts. Salute to Dark Skin Brother. We got Cult-like Personality, Afro Troop TV, Jim's Eye View, Muff Moon, Hurricane IQ, No Bad News, Robin Ann Battle, Project Leroy, Phantom Beat, Iron Will, Tasha Peters, Samuel Logan, Tanya Zion, Ayo God, The Church of Black Empowerment, Antithesis, Judah Israel, Key Prince, Crew, Reality Grand Niggas, Faith Speaks Life, Lady Effa, Black Spider, and Deneen Soul. Yes, indeed. All right. Sure, we are good here. I think so. I'm looking at something real quick. Okay. So, yes, those are the members. Thank you, members, all of you, for being a part of this channel and supporting the way you do. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And family, let me say that, it's about to get real interesting. And we already see what the play is. That's why I said from jump, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Keep your smooth 3 stones at the ready and your slingshot nearby. Family, stay black, stay vigilant, and stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Peace.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.
Yes.